On February 28, 2026, the United States and Israel launched two simultaneous military campaigns, Operation Epic Fury and Operation Lion's Roar. The initial attack was massive and immediate. In the first 12 hours of the operation, over 900 individual strikes hit Iranian territory. The satellite image shows the Natanz nuclear facility. It was one of the first high-value targets hit, alongside critical nodes in Iran's air defense network. Infrastructure was only part of the objective. The strikes successfully assassinated Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and over 40 top generals across the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the country's primary military and political force. The U.S. and Israel executed a textbook decapitation strike. They operated on the assumption that eliminating the central command structure would neutralize the threat. In Tehran, the sudden power vacuum triggered a series of pre-delegated retaliation protocols. Looking at this map of the Middle East, we can track the immediate spatial explosion of the conflict. Outgoing fire began radiating outward from Iranian territory and proxy locations across the entire region. A precision operation intended to preempt a war instead ignited a sprawling multi-front conflict. Iran's direct retaliation was dubbed Operation Truthful Promise 4. They launched hundreds of ballistic missiles and drones directly at Israeli territory. During these barrages, Iran shifted tactics. They deployed cluster munitions on densely populated civilian centers, specifically targeting Ramat Gan and Tel Aviv. Israel countered by systematically hunting down the launch infrastructure. They destroyed 85% of Iran's surface-to-air missile network, establishing total air superiority over Iranian skies. The direct exchange between the two nations moved past military deterrence and into a war of attrition aimed at testing societal endurance. Iran's axis of resistance acts as a decentralized failsafe to survive Tehran's decapitation. Hezbollah activated, firing long-range missiles into Ashkelon. Iraqi militias launched drone strikes on U.S. and British bases, and Yemen's Houthis resumed attacks, locking down the Red Sea. Decapitating Iran's central leadership has limited impact when its proxy network is pre-programmed to function as independent, heavily armed states within states. Iran recognized they could not win a conventional air war against the U.S. and Israel. They pivoted their strategy to target the economic lifelines of U.S. allies in the Gulf. Strikes hit Qatar's Ras Laffan facility, one of the world's largest liquefied natural gas plants. That single attack reduced Qatar's export capacity by 17%. Secondary economic targets followed, including Saudi Arabia's Yanbu oil port and UAE natural gas units. Iran is utilizing a strategy of economic mutually assured destruction to guarantee massive financial pain for the rest of the world. This satellite view shows the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow bottleneck between Iran and the UAE and Oman. Iran threatened to close this waterway to all commercial transit. This localized maritime threat directly manipulates global inflation, dictates oil prices, and disrupts international supply chains. This economic leverage forces the U.S. Navy to deploy deeper into the conflict zone to protect international shipping, stretching American forces thin. The conflict evolved from a localized Middle Eastern dispute into a daily threat to the bedrock of the global economy. The decades-long shadow war of covert proxy skirmishes and unspoken red lines has ended. The U.S. and Israel secured a tactical victory, proving they could dominate the airspace and eliminate regime leadership at will. Iran delivered a strategic counter, proving their decentralized proxy network and geographic positioning make them impossible to defeat without incurring catastrophic global economic costs. The 2026 war resulted in an overt regional conflict, where both sides have achieved their tactical goals, leaving neither with a viable exit strategy.